listening to the Bay of Islands Radio original podcast.
This episode of Sunday Night Geek may contain spoiled content, strong language, and adult themes. The opinions expressed on this show may not reflect those of Bay of Islands Radio. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Incoming transmission.
Beam aboard for a new episode of Sunday Night Geek. Join our hosts, Angel Sky Cosplay, Big Dirty Nerd, and Sean as they travel through time and space to bring you all the geek news this week, talk about things nobody talks about, and answers questions nobody asks. Engage. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Sunday Night Geek.
Oh my!
We praising the new
The
intro.
new intro.
What was that?
I don't know.
I don't know where that came from.
Wow,
I don't know what that was, but anyway.
Hallelujah!
Hallelujah to the new intro. Wow, yeah. So we've got a new intro.
Yeah. Double check, make sure that didn't say Chaplin.
What did you have to put in there that our opinions don't express the Bay of Islands Radio?
I just thought it was about time, right? Because sometimes we talk about some pretty
political things,
heavy stuff, and I don't want people thinking that this is just the way it is, right?
Yeah,
so,
that's how he is, boy.
That's how it is. Yeah,
that's how we is.
That's how we is. That's how we is.
That's how we do it.
That's how we do it.
That's how we runs.
Okay, I think we got. Yeah, I think the point has been made. Yeah. You got the runs, Toby?
He said, "No, sir. I has the good ones."
He has the good ones.
Here, have a doggy ASMR. Here, like this.
No, he's like, no.
You can hear that.
Yeah.
No.
I said, "What are you doing, Mom?
No.
Give it up."
I know. He was like panting. I was like,
He still is. It's just you were holding his
I
mouth
know.
closed. He won't pant if you do that.
I know you don't want to run over his toes. No, you're not. You're not over his
toes or
toes.
tail.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
So,
Hey.
let's start with exciting news for you.
We haven't been here in a while.
It's been a week. Well, we weren't here last week.
I wasn't.
You weren't. No,
No,
nobody
we
was.
were.
I've been here for
We
like
weren't
a
here
while.
last
No, we
week.
weren't. That's right too.
No.
No.
And I don't think I was here the week before.
No, you weren't. That's right. Yeah, you weren't. Yeah,
that's right.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
So let's talk about some exciting news for you.
Sure.
You are going to a
Convention.
street convention.
It's a.
Tell us all about it.
It's called a. It's the Elmvale Sci-Fi Fantasy Street Party. Is what
That
it's
sounds
called.
really cool. Put
So
your mic,
it's-
put your mic up. a
I
little
know
bit.
it's like
It's gone all wonky. It's right there. There we
I
go.
know. There we go.
Okay,
Hang
Toby,
on.
go sit down.
Hang on. Okay,
Yeah,
there we go.
tighten this
Hey.
thing, too.
Okay.
Go.
It's all good.
There we go.
So it's mostly outside.
Yep.
They do it along their main road because I've seen pictures of it and stuff. It's the first time I'll be attending.
Right.
And part of it happens in like their arena,
Right.
as far as I understand.
Yep.
And they have cosplay contests, they have artists, they have writers, and they have a cosplayers. One of them is going to be me.
One of them's going to be you.
Yes.
That's kind of cool. So, like, you're moving up in the world.
Well, I have connections,
You have
so
connections.
you know.
Okay, Toby, can you?
So they got so they got couple featured guests, cosplayers, like I said, vendors, artists, authors, things like that.
So it's a very, very familiar format to you. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
very
we
pretty
basically
much like kind of like Atlanticon.
Yeah, and Sci-Fi on the
And
Rock,
Sci-Fi on the Rock,
and Avalon
and-
Expo.
Yeah,
and
so it's a
Gander
little
Geek
bit of
Fest.
everything.
Yep.
But yeah, so it should be a time.
Sounds like fun.
So it's only one day.
It's only one day.
It's always been just one day, and it's July 2nd.
Nice.
What's it called again?
It's called the Elmvale Sci-Fi Fantasy Street Party.
Sci-Fi Fantasy Street. That's definitely different.
Yeah.
And of course, July 2nd is going to be hot as balls.
What?
in
I know.
On shorts and
Well, I plan on taking Evil Lynn up with me.
Well, that's not so bad. Well,
oh,
be a lot of whack.
bugger, that's
It'll be a lot
right.
of
I'm going to be
whack, though.
taking up something
is, 'cause
too.
It will
What?
be.
I got most of the parts because Sheldon got me the mask for it. I'm going to be getting the Skeletor outfitted. Hopefully.
Oh, cool.
I know
Right.
how Tom.
You only got
staff.
like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
not much to do.
Okay.
It'll be such a.
Okay.
It'll be a cold.
Hang on, guys. Toby, you got to go because you're breathing on me and it's very warm in here.
It's very cold and warm at the same time. Costume.
Yes. Yes, it is, yeah. Because
Because it's made out of like foam.
Yeah.
She had to wear it on George Street as well.
It was very cold on George Street.
Yeah, well, that's at Oktoberfest or
I
whatever.
know.
it was.
That was in
like
October, and it was very. And
Yeah.
it's Newfoundland. It's
Yeah,
very chill.
yeah.
But
so,
yeah. So
big
yeah.
difference between October and Newfoundland
I
and July
got
in Ontario.
I've got this weekend coming up off.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take her out, and I got a few little touch-ups and stuff got to get done on it, and little.
Well, it's been like 3 years since you've worn this thing, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Last time you wore it was the last AtlantaCon that we had?
No, the last time I wore it was at out in St. John's.
Right, because you guys went to Avalon Expo later on that.
Nope. That was the
George Street Festival.
George
we just
Street
went
George
for,
Street Festival. Yeah, we just talked about that.
Yeah.
We basically went out for grown up
Mardi Gras.
Halloween.
Yeah.
And
was actually not George Street Festival. It was Mardi Gras.
Mardi
Mardi
Gras,
Gras.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we took the girlie to a doggy parade.
Doggy parade.
Yeah.
For Halloween.
Down in the park.
Down in
Bowering Park.
Bowering Park.
Bowering Park, yeah.
So, but anyway, should be fun.
Yeah,
should be time.
Should be a time. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. So that actually leads me to a bit of a programming note because you guys are going to be gone for 2 Sundays.
We are.
I'm going to be gone for a Sunday, so that means we're going to have 3 weeks of no show.
Yeah.
So Cody, if you're listening, I'll send you the dates, exact dates of what that will be, but there will be 3 weeks of no show.
I can tell you the exact dates right now.
You tell us the exact dates right now.
So there will be no show on the 26th, the 3rd, or the 10th.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. So that's it.
Yeah, because like I said, the sci-fi convention up there, or the street party as it were,
Street party.
is on the 2nd. And so we still have like 1, 2, 3, 4, like another 5 days or so in Ontario before we come home.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm gone.
And then you're gone.
And then I'm gone. So it's summertime, folks. This is what
Summertime.
happens during the summertime.
No vacations.
We need to take breaks too, and sometimes our
Vacations.
schedules.
I think I
don't
got a
work
16 gig card in the point and shoot. I'm going to be up there taking all kinds of pictures.
out. Nice.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
we'll have to do some picture taking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want to see how big this thing is.
It's as far as I know, it's not super big, but,
Yeah, but still, it
you know.
sounds like it's a pretty good time. Like a pretty big. I mean, street festival. You can go unlimited numbers with street festival.
yeah. And I think
So-
they started it as a way. I think it's like it's not like a paid for event either. It's like a free event.
Oh, nice. So they must have sponsors.
So they have
and
it
stuff.
like they have sponsors and stuff. This Elmvale is like a city,
Right. Yes.
so it's like the city kind of thing, sponsors and
The,
stuff. Right?
the city actually puts it off.
Yeah.
Hint, hint.
Um,
Kind of like Gander.
I think they get some like.
puts it off.
I like how
I'm
they
not
did
sure,
that.
but they might get some like Ontario funding and things like that
Right.
too, right?
That's very good of Gander, by the way.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Speaking closer to home, though, Sci-Fi and the Rock is coming up.
Yeah. Sci-Fi and the Rock is sometime this month.
No, like in like another week
Week or two.
so.
Yeah. That's still this month.
I know, but like the way you said it, though, it's like sometime this month. It's
Yeah,
like
I
no, it's like
don't
closer
remember-
than that.
I don't remember the exact date. I think it's like
I
the
think it's, like,
26th.
Like the weekend we're gone.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the weekend you guys leave.
Yeah, I think it's like the 25th weekend because someone was like, what are you doing the last weekend before Atlanticon kind of thing, cosplay kind of thing. So, or it could be this weekend maybe.
No, I don't know. I'm not going, so I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that was-
unfortunately, I'm not rich like you guys.
Well, Jesus.
I don't get to travel.
Well,
The only reason I'm going on a vacation this year is because I got a doctor's appointment.
This is my very first time in New Brunswick and Ontario.
I know he's never been out there before.
Oh, really? But
20. Yeah, it's the weekend we're gone. 24th to 26th.
24th to the 26th. Yeah.
Yeah. Weekend we leave.
Yeah. So that's Sci-Fi and the Rock
Yeah,
is
in
coming
St.
up,
John's.
and later on in August, I think it is. There's a Ren Fair happening out there as well.
Yeah.
Of course, being put off by Darren.
And
Everybody, when I say Darren, everybody just knows Darren Han,
yeah, it's like the Darren
the Godfather
of the convention
of
circuit
the convention circuit here in
in
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. He's like the Newfoundland Power Company.
He
He
does
has
it
like a
all
monopoly.
though, right? Like it's insane,
I know. True.
right? Like, guy, holy crap! Oh well.
That's it, man.
He knows the people in the industry too. That's what's
Yep.
really freaky about it.
Yep.
Like I'll be talking to Darren, and he'll be like, "Yeah, I was talking to so and so." Really?
Well, I mean,
You were
like,
talking-
You were talking to like the casting director of
but
Star Trek.
It's like the other way around too, because like I was watching Spectre Creative, and Spectre Creative is a YouTube channel, but he was like the director for the toy lines at Mattel for the DC Direct stuff in like the early 2000s, going into the 2010s, and then he took it on as a non-paid position as the guy in charge of the Masters of the Universe line.
Who are you talking about?
This YouTube channel. And that's
Okay.
who he is, and he's talking about like he talks about different things like chase figures, all this stuff, and like the concept of like random characters. But he was doing something anyway on Star Trek, and then right when it closes out, it shoots to Darren holding up the marshmallow
No way.
machine.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my
That's what I mean. It's like that's
Guys
what I mean. It works
everywhere.
in the other way around. I'm just watching the video, and as he's closing out, Darren Hand comes in in a slow dissolve, holding his instrument from his Star Trek collection, holding his marshmallow, and
everywhere.
the marshmallow dispenser, because it was like a craft thing. I remember they did advertise that.
But you know what's amazing about that? Like, I love Darren. Darren's like my bro, like my Trek bro. But I don't think he realizes how popular that other stuff outside of Star Trek really is. Right? Like, he's... You know, like, if you were to say Mattel and Masters Universe and all that stuff, like, I don't think it quite registers with him how big that fandom is. But anyway, you know,
or action figure fandom in general, like people who get like chase and variant figures and the history of it, and would sit down for like 20 minutes and watch a video like that, right? And talking about like the gold Batman figure, you know, it's like the first variant figure, right? And like,
that's amazing.
That's what I mean. Like, this is the guy. This is bread and butter. Like, he even goes in videos about like the myth of the Wonder Bread He-Man, which is actually confused with another promotion at the time, and all this stuff, because he went into the archives at Mattel and found all these correspondences, because he was doing up art books and everything in the 2010s for the He-Man line for adult collectors. He showed Mattel there's an adult collector market for stuff. Totally.
Oh yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like, you get people like that, or model makers, or you know, Star Wars fans, Ren Fair stuff. I mean, you got that, and I mean, like, you got your steampunkers, and you got your brown coats,
you got everybody
your
around
comic
here, man.
book fans, and that's what I mean. Like, you got all walks of life, war gamers, you know, tabletoppers.
Yeah, you got everybody around here.
You got to make sure you got your blend.
Let's jump into. We went and saw a movie last night.
We did.
As I choke.
Oh, God Almighty, man!
Don't choke on
I was
your
good. No, I
coffee,
was frothing
choke
at the
on
bit.
it, inhaling.
Frothing at the bit.
So
No,
someone,
the coffee.
So we went and saw Jurassic World Domination.
Jurassic World.
Those Dominion.
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 I thought it was Domination.
No, you work at Dominion. It's Dominion.
Oh, it's
That's why you
Dominion?
gotta. Yeah, it's Dominion.
I thought it was Domination, like
No.
dominate the planet.
No.
No.
Okay,
They
anyway.
have Dominion of the planet.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, so all my coworkers knew I was going to see this movie last night.
Right.
So I saw a couple of them today, and they're like, "How was the movie?" I was like, "It was good. It was good." I like you know, I went into it wanting to see dinosaurs
Which you saw.
and dinosaurs eating people.
Which
We saw.
Okay, we saw.
Saw a bit.
A couple.
So I was like, so my expectations were met.
That's about what I would say to it as well. My expectations
I
were
was happy with the end result. I wasn't like, oh, over the moon, but it's just like some stuff was just like, it did
You
like,
go-
I was like 13 when the first one was out.
Like,
So.
straight, you go to a Jurassic World or Park movie, the Jurassic movies, and that's all you really want to see is dinosaurs
dinosaurs.
and dinosaurs eating people.
eating people.
Yeah.
And people running from
And
dinosaurs.
people running from dinosaurs.
And lots of screaming.
Right.
I, unfortunately, while I enjoyed the movie, it is definitely not a repeat for me.
No.
No. Like, I'm giving it a
it's-
solid 4.5
How
out of 10.
about 4.5?
4.5. It's actually
no,
low for me.
Okay, so how about if we put it in the Jurassic, like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what that is.
Mom, I'm on the air, Mom. So, no. Mom, I'm on the air.
So what if we put it in the
I started
Jurassic
laughing as I said that.
Park World collection? Like, where does it
The
fit?
actual series.
Dead last.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
3 tanks and more for me as the last versus that one.
No.
Okay.
2.
2? Oh, 2.
Oh,
2.
Jurassic
2 you never
Park
think
2.
of because, yeah, that's true.
Jurassic
That's why you don't
Park.
think
Jurassic Park. The first Jurassic Park movie was the best.
The best
movie.
one.
And then I did like Jurassic Park 3.
That's right.
That's the one where Alan Grant comes
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And they have to find the kid.
The kid, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But 2 in the city, that's the
2
one,
is the
yeah.
one where it was
Ian.
just Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, it's just
here.
Ian, yeah, that's the one I was thinking
Malcolm.
of.
It was just Malcolm that came, and his girlfriend is on the island, and they have to go rescue her, or they go to the island, and then all these people come in, and start
Right.
capturing dinosaurs, and
Yeah.
they bring the
Yeah.
baby T-Rex back to the city.
Yeah.
And the mama T-Rex comes looking for it and starts eating people and blah, blah, blah,
Yes.
blah. Right? That particular one, I'm like, I could do without that one. In the
Okay.
entire
Yeah,
series,
that's the one I'm thinking
that's
of.
the one that I could do the least
Yeah,
without.
because
Okay.
3 is actually fun because, like, he eats the satellite phones, the ringer goes off and you hear him.
Ringer goes off, you
Yeah,
hear
that's,
him.
no, I like that one. That was the first, one of the first
I
DVDs
would put
I
it
bought.
above 2,
Yeah.
but just above 2.
Really?
Yeah.
First Jurassic World was really good because it was a
I like the
again.
Jurassic World
See,
movie.
I'm gonna. The biggest problem for me with this with Dominion was not the store,
Not the store, the movie.
because I shop at Dominion and I will continue to shop at Dominion.
Mm-hmm.
Is the fact that it was 2 movies mashed into one.
It was.
The
Really?
A and B plots.
They come together just at the end.
Just at the end.
Yeah.
And you don't know which one is the more
So if we
important
get
one.
into, like we were saying before, spoilers.
Spoilers. Well, there's a spoiler warning right at the top of the show now. So.
The movie trailer made it out to be about Blue and
Yes.
about her kid.
That's what I wanted to see.
And it was like, oh, Blue has a baby, and the baby gets kidnapped, and now we have to go find the baby. That's what it was supposed to be about.
Supposed to be about. That's what I thought it was about.
I thought it was about. It is not about that.
It is not about that.
It has partly to do with Blue's baby
In a very
vague way.
vague, kind of off the left
The
field
baby's
kind of
out
way.
in for the ride,
Yeah.
basically. The
Basically,
baby,
yeah.
Baby's
Yeah.
just like hell. Well, the baby's like a little like preschooler, basically, as dinosaurs go, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's just along for the ride, like. But
That's
like,
all it is.
but you kind of are assured that like, well, she's going to be okay. That's fine. Blah blah blah. But like, then you got that 14-year-old
Because
clone.
I didn't like how they bought Ellie and Grant back.
No.
That was awful.
That
it was like
awful.
It was like, okay, so she was researching locusts. Apparently, there was a bunch of locusts that were
Yes.
eating the grain,
Yes.
and they were like prehistoric locusts. Apparently,
Yes.
and it's like,
Genetically modified prehistoric locusts. Okay,
Yeah.
dude. No, I'm sorry.
but they were eating.
Toby.
They were
Well-
eating everything, and they spoiled it right in the beginning by come over with me. They were spoiling everything in the beginning by putting it out there that it was like, oh, these locusts, they came out of everywhere. They eat? But they never ate your neighbor's grain. Why?
Right.
Because they planted with this company seeds.
Biosyn.
Biosyn. So that's why they didn't eat their grain. And right from there, you're like, yep, that's the evil corporation.
That's the evil corporation.
That's
And you even said like the twist on this should have been the evil corporation actually wasn't evil,
yeah,
but no, they went totally evil
yeah.
corporation,
yeah.
and it was just like predictable.
Another evil
Yeah.
corporation.
Like
Another
they could have made it
evil
like, oh,
corporation.
they were trying to explore alternative methods to like management of resources, and they're using bugs for something.
Could have
and it
been.
went out
They
of
could have
control.
went that direction.
But like then, like when they incinerate them, they just punch
But
through the thing, and I'm just like, man, that's,
still don't-
that can't be that weak. Like
I
you
still don't-
you're that rich, and you're putting in all that stuff, and you go that low on that vent. No, come on.
I still don't understand the purpose of the locusts. Like the locust purpose, it sounds like the purpose
He
of
was
the
doing
locust,
a managed plague, basically, is what he was doing.
they were trying to like wipe out the independent farmers so
Yes.
that their wheat were the only
Yeah, the
wheat
monopoly
left.
on the seed.
Yes, that's
They had the monopoly on
you
it.
got it exactly right.
That's what it sounded like.
That's exactly what it was.
Right. So, but the way they explained it in the movie, it was like he was warned. It was like, yeah, they're gonna like, it's gonna collapse the food chain and blah blah blah. And he's like, oh well.
Well, that's because that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
No, but he didn't. He was like, well, we didn't realize it was going to happen. We didn't think it was going to get, because they were like, yeah, they're breeding faster than we expected, and they're eating faster than we expected. It could like
Go around the world.
Go around the world now. So we need to stop it at this point. And they're like, he's like, oh well, sucks to be everybody.
Well, I think that character, that whatever his name was, Doodad, what I can't remember what the hell his name was now. I think he just didn't. I think he was supposed to be like Steve Jobs, not quite into the rest of humanity.
I was hoping because they had a little bit of in the beginning when he was like forgetful, and he was like, do you have my bars? Like, and he was like, they were like, what? And he was like, kind of, I was hoping that it was going to be revealed that he wasn't actually him, that maybe he was like a clone, and this is what they fed him to, like he had to eat the wheat to like sustain himself, and this is why he was like forgetting things and things like that. Maybe he was imperfect, and that's why they needed her to like stabilize him as a like clone. Maybe he was like this decrepit old man that was like, in a bed somewhere.
And his clone's like, I don't want to be a slave, yada yada yada.
And they were like, they were doing like mind transfer crap into like younger bodies.
Well, holy shit, that's awfully deep for a Jurassic Park
Not
movie.
really, because
Right,
towards the end,
but-
right, he touches on it where he talks. What's his name from Loki and that I keep forgetting his name because he's also in the Lovecraft thing we see. But like he's like, I want you to be like me, kind of thing. Is like, I'm not you. Like that part, like that could have been more so.
But
That like his clone like is rejecting him.
But
Maybe
they went
I didn't really dig that much into it.
they
I
could
just
have,
thought
but there would have been
Toby.
better uses of things. I'll get him.
The child left. But I thought because they were talking about all this genetic reprogramming and genetic
Yes.
stuff, and then she's a genetic. They all thought she was a genetic clone of her mother, and all this kind of stuff. That they were going to be into genetic things. Like, and this is where it was going because you're not allowed to like clone people. Like that's like a no kind of thing. It's always been out there that cloning people is like cloning dinosaurs, like making new dinosaurs.
Well, once you got that technology figured
That's
out,
a-okay,
Yeah.
but making people is like a step more evil.
that
No, not just you're making them. You're customizing the dinosaurs and even
Right.
throwing stuff together. On
Yeah.
them.
Right, and maybe went into from customizing dinosaurs to customizing humans.
Well, I mean, that's been a scientific
I've been dealing with that. It was like the
scientific
Olympics.
theory for the
I
last
thought-
40 years.
But I thought that's where they were going with this movie. It was when I saw him and he was like not really there, and it was like fumbling his words, and
I think that was
and
just a. That was
I think
just
that
a
was
front.
just a like I don't know what I'm doing
Yeah.
kind of thing. I'm really hiding the evil scientist behind.
Yeah, exactly, right?
But it would have been better if they had gone that route. At least it would have made more sense.
It definitely would have made more sense. It definitely, because like the from about half an hour into the movie, it was all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really didn't know what was the A plot and what was the B plot.
Yeah.
The A plot, was it the locust thing or was it the cloned girl thing?
Yeah.
And, like,
Well,
and they never.
then-
And once they
then
came
they
together,
wanted-
it kind of just went.
I think
It
they
just shit the bed
I
right at
think
the end.
this feels like the last outing.
It is.
That's what I mean. Like they're not going back to anything besides
No.
like kid stuff.
I didn't know if they're doing that. I thought
Well,
they were.
they got the Netflix series.
Oh, right, the Netflix animation.
That's what I mean. But that's about it. That's what I mean.
But why they never did explain? Okay, so they wanted the girl,
Yes.
right? Because she was her mother experimented on her stuff. Yes.
No.
Well, it's
Well,
because her
she-
mother was able to use a pathogen to get rid of a genetic issue that she
yeah.
had that
Right.
ultimately killed
But
her.
everybody thought that she was a clone of her mother, but
Yes.
She's an alteration.
she's
of
an
her mother.
alteration of the mother. Yeah.
And I get it, but they only wanted her like the bad guy scientist that turned to a good guy scientist, I guess.
Oh, Henry,
Reluctant, or
Yeah.
re-
the guy,
regrettive.
the one scientist has been consistent throughout the entire
to his
franchise.
entire franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him. They only wanted her there because he wanted to destroy the locusts.
I think what it was that's what Henry wanted.
Yeah.
But the old Steve Jobsy dude, I think he wanted her to perfect the cloning process. But
And this
Henry
is
wanted
what-
wanted her to get rid of the locusts.
Right, and
Yeah.
the cloning process, at which point, this is why I was like, okay, there must be clones somewhere.
Yeah.
But there wasn't
But there
any
wasn't.
clones.
No.
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 Right, so why would they want her if there's no clones?
I think he thought she was a clone.
But why would you want her if there's no cloning process going on?
I don't know.
Right.
Right.
That was
See,
that was like,
here,
like
you know what that is? That's what this is. It's a dangling plot thread that never gets resolved.
but it's like why even kidnap her? I can see
They can just like drug her, take 5 samples, she wakes up and or whatever, and like we'll
Why-
chloroform in 2 seconds or out, and like ow, something
Why-
hurts,
why
and then they
clone
just
her. Like
that's a much easier, less legal issue, much cheaper way than because like Mrs. talking about like I get paid $50,000 for this and that, so you imagine how much they were paying for her, right? When they could have just
why?
paid one guy with a bottle of chloroform and like a syringe or whatever to take like the samples and then just go, right?
Take a
And,
blood
like,
sample from her.
$200,000 done.
Done.
End of movie. Cut the credits.
I know,
Yeah,
but
but
then we would.
then we wouldn't have seen Jeff Goldblum's chest hair again.
Yeah, and she was even.
I know that
but
was
you know,
that was hilarious.
The lady who likes the ladies had to have a look.
But did you notice the look? She went. No.
Yeah, she's just like.
She looked at him and
she's
went,
just like,
"No."
you old daddy, you old,
And he was like, oh.
you old daddy.
No, I don't think it was that.
I
I,
don't-
I think it was more along the lines of
Like,
that's
man,
not doing it for me because
It's like,
I'm,
Well, no, it doesn't
Or more
do
like
her.
along the lines of, man, put that away.
put that away.
Yeah.
I do like when they were back at the end of it and like she was chatting up the lady, of course.
Oh, of course.
I think my favorite scene in the whole movie,
Who
though.
was a redhead, by the way. You know, yeah.
I think
She
my
knows what
favorite
redheads.
part of the whole movie, though, had to be the raptor chase in the beginning.
Yeah.
When she and they didn't do enough with her. I was hoping they were gonna do more with the lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? The lady that was like raising apparently raptors.
No, she was moving them.
No, she was raising them to attack people on command.
Yeah.
Oh, she was the one actually training them? I thought she was just moving them.
Because she said, this is the problem with like all these scientist people. They think they can genetically breed loyalty, but you know, you have to nurture loyalty kind of thing. I was like, ooh, she's badass, man.
That was another thing that just fell off the radar for me.
I know.
Like, it just stopped. That whole
It did.
sequence just stopped. It was like, we're doing all this cool shit, raptor chases and people getting shot at, and it's really cool, and all of a sudden, brick wall. And
know.
we're done. It was like, what? What's
I know.
just, what's
like
just
I said,
happening there? My head hurts now.
But where did this lady obviously is getting dinosaurs,
Yeah.
training dinosaurs from young, it seems like.
From very young, yeah.
Right? From young to be killers.
Yeah.
And they talked a little bit about it when Alan and Ellie came to the island and they were like, yeah, we rescued these dinosaurs from poachers or something like that. And before they got transported to the sanctuary. And I'm like, okay, that's probably the gang they're talking about.
Yeah, I would say.
Right?
Yeah.
But like,
I figured
It
because
was-
she was
it's
wearing
just-
white in the laser, she was going to be dead by her own hand, so to speak.
I thought so
too.
too, yeah.
That was just like not even
But
a
it
thing.
just ended like
I want-
she painted
I
Chris Pratt with the laser pointer, and then he drove off with the raptors chasing him,
wonder.
and
Yep.
that whole sequence ended.
I wonder if they had a series of really crappy test audiences.
It almost felt that way. Like the movie
Oh,
felt
don't
really
kill her.
mishmashed.
We like
It-
her from that other show.
Yeah.
or something.
it was
like,
very choppy.
Very choppy.
mishmash. Well, they were doing this over COVID, I think, as well, etc. And
Was it?
well,
was it
second half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right?
It was very
Like-
choppy, very mishmashy, very choppy.
Like there was very much of a this is this, this is this, this is this.
yeah,
And then at the end, they tried to mesh a little bit of it together,
and it didn't work.
and it didn't really
It
work.
didn't work.
No.
So overall, like I said already, I'm giving it a 4.5. It held my attention, but I will not revisit it.
Like I said, I wasn't going into it expecting a lot,
No, I had no expectations.
right? All I wanted to see was dinosaurs again, and I want to see dinosaurs eating people. And that's all I expect from a Jurassic World Park movie.
Yeah,
So I give it a good 6.
6.
Yeah.
Six,
not-
6.5 maybe.
Okay,
Depends on how much dinosaurs get eaten. And there was a couple of really gory scenes.
couple.
Buddy like got ripped apart in the beginning.
Ripped
The,
apart.
the two dinosaurs when they were like together, like in the underground place, and they grabbed the one guy and like just went, bleh,
Yeah,
and,
and-
he just took him and
and why, in the name of all that is holy and unholy, would you bring a 5-year-old child to see this movie?
No.
There were people there last night with little.
I
kids.
know little kids.
Hey, we
And
saw
I'm
that
going-
at Deadpool as well. Remember?
Yes, like parents
I know.
are.
Although we
it's
did see that,
dinosaurs.
we did see that couple walk out.
This is one of those things that I put the opinion warning at the front of the show for because what I'm about to say. Parents are stupid.
Yeah. Well, see, this is parents that probably think
It ain't Bernie.
it's dinosaurs. My kid
It
likes
ain't Bernie.
my kids likes dinosaurs. Let's take him to see dinosaurs.
Yeah, no,
Right?
not.
It's the same
no.
people that take anime and sit them in front of the anime and go, "Oh, it's a cartoon.
It's a cartoon.
They can watch a cartoon."
Was it Devilman or whatever? Yeah, there you go. Set your kid up
I
with
had
that.
I had a
Some anime caused me trauma, and I'm 47.
I had a roommate out there that her kid was like he was on the autistic spectrum, and he loved animated movies.
Sure,
Like-
okay.
like, right? That was
I-
his thing.
I love animated movies
Right?
now. You
But-
do too, and so
but
do you.
That was his thing with his autism. Like he loved animated movies. So she bought him whatever animated movies she could come across, like VHSs.
Oh, God, okay.
Right? So I'm going through his collection, right? And I'm looking through the collection. I was like, oh yeah, he got a few anime there, and I was like, okay, and like Pokemon, things like that, right? And I find this one called Ninja Scroll.
Oh, I've seen that one.
No,
Have you ever?
I've heard of it.
Okay,
I've seen it.
So to anybody, people out in Radioland, if you've heard it, you're probably right at this moment going, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
It's not as bad movies
was
not
like-
age appropriate.
He was like 5.
Oh yeah.
So I pull it off his shelf. I look at her and I go, "Has he watched this movie?" And she goes, "Nope." And I said, "You need to take this off his shelf right now." And she's like, "Why?" I was like, "There is sex scenes in this
Not
anime.
just that. Not just that.
There's sex scenes in that
Yeah,
anime.
Not just that though.
Bad sex scenes.
Yeah, not just that, though.
Non-consensual sex
Well,
scenes
yeah,
in
yeah,
this anime.
yeah. But not
Yeah.
just that. There's also some pretty brutal fights.
Brutal fights.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of
It's a hard R.
Yeah. Ninja Scroll
Like, it's
is a very hard R-rated anime.
It should not be shown to kids.
What about this one? Utsa Ukidogi, Legend of
It should
Overfiend.
not be shown to kids
No.
and most adults.
Yeah. It's
It's one of those anime.
Right.
So, yeah, but she just picked it up because it was a cartoon, so she figured it was in a bin
that
somewhere.
drives me nuts when people can't
Right.
distinguish between what's a cartoon and what's not age appropriate.
Yeah. I mean, it has ratings on it.
Yeah.
Read the ratings.
There's a reason. Like people got to realize, like when you're in Japan, like this is one of the most popular forms of entertainment, and they can be pretty brutal.
Yeah.
well, there's different ages.
I just want to see what the rating
Probably
on the movie
X.
was. On the movie last night was.
Oh, on the movie last night? No, it's like PG-13 or something.
Is it PG-13?
Yeah. Yeah, because they kind of did the off-screen for a lot of things.
Yeah.
There's a Bethesda Microsoft thing today. There's like but there's like a Rick and Morty video games.
Oh, really?
And the gimmick is like your weapons
Yeah.
talk to you, and they're live, and they do different things. Like one of them, like basically shoots a little Mr. Whatever they Meeseeks or whatever. They're like, I'm not used to being live this long. Things are getting weird. They're like a little mini Meeseeks. Yeah. And he even says, "Don't worry about those. Those are my kids. They don't live long," and stuff like that. Right. And one just launches panels, but it's like, yeah.
It doesn't give me the rating. It just says parental guidance is advised, so it's probably PG-13.
Probably PG-13.
Or PG.
Yeah. Well, Newfoundland's a weird rating
violence
system too.
and frightening scenes.
You also got to look up that on the Newfoundland system. Ours is weird and floppy. But no,
it's very floppy.
But like it's like you're in space trying to like save people that are being hijacked and smuggled to be used as drugs. People do people as drugs, kind of thing. Yeah, it's very much Royland and
they had a conference today.
Yeah.
On a Sunday.
yeah, live conference. Well, it was all pre-recorded content.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was like
So that seems really strange. They usually do those things on Mondays.
no, but this is all just like one of their quarterlies. Was just like all the game stuff coming to Game Pass over the next year, including Starfield is going to be ready for November, and like come to Game Pass and on cloud and this and that. And but that one is, I just saw that one, was like, oh my lord, that and in Flight Simulator you can fly the big thing that they fly in Halo, the big jets like.
Oh, really?
Apparently,
the big USAC ones.
the age rating on it is 10+.
Well, definitely not kids there last night. They were 10 plus. I mean, I saw at least 4 or 5 kids that were.
I've seen a similar
like
game rating
5.
called E10. There's a game rating called E10, which is like everyone but 10 and up.
Yeah, but that's a game rating. We're talking about movies.
That's what I mean, though. Like, there's little nuances that, but yeah, PGs. It's weird too. The
Most
same
of
thing
them
as
are
like Deadpool's only
PG-13.
14 and up for Deadpool was
14
here
and up.
apparently.
Yes. Yeah.
But no,
Even though it was a hard R everywhere else.
but you can fly that Flight Simulator. Flight Sim now, it's just I was like going to Flight Simulator, and it's just pulling up through the clouds, and they're showing it like, and all the controls are there. And
So
everything.
you're talking about one of the Pelican ships? They're
Yeah.
called, okay, the Pelican dropship.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can fly that as a thing.
That's
now.
kind of cool.
And they just show like all the different stuff. The new 40th. Well, in November is also the 40th anniversary of Flight Sim. 40.
What the hell's going on here?
Oh, you got it on the thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm glad I have wireless headphones in my home office. Little roomy thing because of that. I've had that happen before. But no, yeah, it's 40th anniversary coming up. Of Flight Sim.
Okay.
Yeah, and they just showed that off, and the new game's coming, and like I said, there was that weird Justin Roiland raft. I was like, okay, I want to play this, and the best part is it uses the Doom engine, so it was just like, yeah. But there's that, and I'm trying to think, there was a trailer I saw for something else.
Man, you're jumping all over. Like we haven't talked about Miss Marvel yet. We haven't talked about
just
Star
I'm getting
Trek.
to the last. They were showing trailers of games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. It's just no. There's a couple things to note there. I'm just trying to think. There's a new Forza game coming out on the horizon.
A new what?
Forza game, which is one of the racing games.
Oh,
it's a racing
okay.
game. It's like a racing simulator, but
Yeah.
Hot Wheels.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, including
Okay.
no, like as in the tracks you snap together kind of thing.
Yeah.
and the cars are Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels
Cool.
cars, so you get to race them.
Okay.
You know, so I'm just trying to remember after. It was only like an hour long, but I'm just trying to remember. It was it was Forza. And there's one more though, and I'm trying to remember what it was. But yeah, that's what I mean. They showed off like these are all coming to Game Pass. So we have Game Pass yet, but it was like they had some cool things there.
Yeah.
A friend of mine who watched it actually was watching online, same thing as me. Is like, message was like, "Hey, you watching?" I was like, "Oh yeah." She's like, "I watched the Nintendo one the other day. It was boring. This is actually really exciting." Yeah. So it's just like there's some funny little things there. But yeah, that's what it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
So did you guys check out Miss Marvel?
Yes, we did.
Yes, you did.
What'd you think?
It's not bad. You can tell
was-
it's YA,
It's definitely YA.
It
but
was,
like not
Young
a bad
audience.
way though.
I
young
loved.
audience.
Yeah.
I loved the convention scene.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
It kind of turned into the scene from Ted 2.
It's kind of makes you think though that they're having a convention for real people.
Yeah.
It's not like our conventions where it's like
Fictional
fantasy,
characters. Yeah.
fictional, made up. It's like actual people
Yes.
in these worlds. So
Yes.
it's like, okay, that would be like having a convention for, I don't know what. What would be the equivalent?
Maybe in our world, probably sports
Yeah.
heroes.
Yeah, maybe.
But except for nobody really wants to dress like Michael Jordan or James Ewing, do they? Well, they wear the jerseys, but I mean, like the
No,
makeup and
yeah.
everything. I
Oh,
mean, like
no.
putting on stuff to make
But
them
it's
look
just
like.
No, probably not.
But
No,
it was
you're
just
right.
like,
That's the only difference, right? Like,
wow, there's like actual like people. It would have been funny if they had a cameo with like in the convention of an actual.
What would have been
person.
cool
Well, like,
because
the
they
second
kind,
bit one or
of hinted around to it was like if they had Scott Lang there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Because that would I think he would have fit into that kind of environment.
Or he would
Or-
have, or he would have been. They had like a costume contest,
Yes.
No.
and he would have been like
No.
Scott Lang,
No.
like dressed up as Ant Man,
Not Scott
and he
Lang.
wouldn't have won.
Not Scott Lang. You cut to and you just pass him as he's telling it, Michael Pena's character, and he's telling some fans some
That
stories
would've
like
been
this
good,
stuff.
too. That
And it's
would've
like
been good.
he's got his own booth. And
He's
he's
got
like,
his own
meet
booth.
Ant-Man's best friend.
Yeah.
And he says like, yeah, like this time, whatever. And you just kind of pass him as he's into another story. Like
I just
arms
think
deep
it would
in
have been
right?
funny for them to have like
Yeah.
you know how they had each character come up and do like a costume contest kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
It would have been like Scott Lang dressed
Yeah.
as Ant Man, but not win the Ant Man contest.
Yeah.
You get your one big get, and then you get like two or three because you also get like a former Shield guy or something like that, and a couple things, right? There's
But
like
didn't they do that with? Didn't that happen actually? That
happened to,
Robert Downey Jr.
No, that happened to Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
yeah, you get beat out.
He actually did not win a Wolverine
contest.
contest.
Yeah.
They didn't think he was.
See,
and
that
that
would've
happened to
been
Dolly
perfect.
Parton one time too.
And Charlie
Charlie
Chaplin.
Parton,
It was all-
And Charlie Chaplin, yeah,
they
so
were all
they-
confirmed. Apparently, didn't she get beat by a drag queen?
Yep,
Yeah,
Dolly Parton.
she got beat
That's
by a drag
crazy.
queen on that one.
That's crazy.
It was
And
great,
in
though.
a Dolly Parton lookalike contest.
She probably loved it though.
So my question is, do you think these bands that she has are the quantum bands, Quasar's quantum bands?
Probably.
I think so.
I'm thinking they might be.
Probably.
I'm thinking
I'm
so. We're
thinking
getting
so.
into that now.
It was just so ho hum at the end. It was like so ho hum. It's like, oh, that's new.
Yeah.
Like the guys that are watching the film,
Yeah.
they were like, oh, I haven't seen that one before. Like
Wait, what do you?
the guys at the end of the
The-
episode. Did you not see that?
I knew there was a post-credit scene that I
Yeah.
missed.
Oh,
Yeah, there's like an
Yeah.
agency,
it's
and
very.
they see the convention footage of her saving the missus,
yeah.
and the
But
two
it's
of
not,
them,
it's not intense. They're just like, and I was coffee.
and they're like drinking,
Button-up
and they're,
shirts.
and they're like,
Yeah.
"Did you see this one?" It's
Mustaches.
like, and they just go up and they're like, they're just like, "Oh, haven't seen that one before." Haven't seen that, right? And it was just so ho-hum. Like, it was like they were talking
Yeah.
about the weather. It was
Well,
just
I guess in this post-Thanos, post-Snap world,
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? They're tracking
post-superhero
more.
world
post-superhero world, there's
where
nothing
everybody's
really,
superheroes. Like,
there's nothing really
Mm-hmm.
spectacular
I would
left.
guess they see more superheroes every day, I guess.
I'm thinking.
And they might
I'm
even have
thinking.
to have insurance investigators, superhero stuff, and things like that. You know.
Well, we've already seen damage control exist.
But that's
in the
what I mean,
universe,
right? And they may be, you know,
She-
the actual lawful arm of where they have to go
Yep.
to.
I understand where she was coming from to go to this convention, but I'm like, your plan sucks,
Yeah, just a little bit.
and you're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm like, there is no way they're gonna pull this off.
No,
No way.
no, and they didn't.
No.
Oh, God, no.
No. Mom was waiting.
Oh,
Wait,
Mom!
no.
Like when she was sneaking back, I'm like, she's gonna get cut. It's like now it's 11. She's supposed to be back by like 10 or
Yeah.
something before
Now,
10 o'clock.
I love the way they did that. Like, she had everything planned out for certain times, and it would pop up on the screen, and it get scratched out, and it'd be like
Yeah.
half an hour, 45 minutes later.
And even
Yeah.
like behind her, it was shifting around.
Everything
a
was
little bit.
yeah.
As they were talking about, the planes were shifting around behind
Yeah.
her.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
like
kind
those touches
of
up.
like that aesthetic to it. Like, it
Well,
gave
more
a
like-
very
she was a very
mobile kind
creative
of view.
person.
Very creative, yeah.
She has all these like she has like a YouTube page.
Do you think that we're going to see either Monica Rambeau or Carol Danvers by the end of the series?
I'd say there's a good possibility of
I think
something. Yeah.
Maybe Monica. I'm thinking
I'm thinking Monica.
because she's on Earth,
Well, she's on Earth working with Sword.
right?
Yeah.
So
Kid may get recruited.
I mean, and
Yeah, kid
this
might get recruited.
they're talking about like when does this occur within the MCU?
I think around like this is November,
'Cause it
around late
happens-
October into November.
I
in
know,
the year.
but they're talking about the way movies and shows interact with
I'm
each other.
wondering if it's just before Hawkeye because
Is it during WandaVision?
WandaVision. I'm trying to think the time of the year though. See, the time of the year is the thing with a lot of these. So WandaVision looked like it was going into the spring of the year, and like
This is more
Hawkeye's
the
around
fall?
Christmas.
Hawkeye's Christmas.
Yeah,
Christmas.
and this was explicitly so it was like around like October towards like Thanksgiving going towards
Possibly.
yeah they were I'm trying to
Right.
remember they mentioned it somewhere. That's what I mean. The time of the year it's definitely like post snap but just after.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
I'm wondering if she's preceding Hawkeye
possibly.
and
Could
then
very well
like
be, yeah.
but. So I'm wondering if WandaVision isn't until the year after, though. They never say that
Well,
either, right? Like when the TV show
WandaVision-
was for some of them, right? They're
WandaVision was for Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, Love and Thunder that's coming out is supposed to be happening at the same time as another movie because it's supposed to be before Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Love and Thunder happening at the same time as Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
Before, because he's with the Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yes.
so it happens just after Endgame.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know how long. I mean, I guess it'll tell us
We'll
if,
find
like,
it.
find
We
out
need
how long.
timeline.
But it seems like it's before Multiverse of Madness.
Love and Thunder?
Yeah,
Oh, possibly, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Could very well be.
So where does Miss Marvel fit into this
Good
timeline?
question. Good question.
So
Well, I mean, it's like Sean said, like they don't need to put everything in order because they can kind of snap it all together at the end. Snap
snap it all together.
Snap it all
But
together at the end.
it would be interesting to know about Monica then, because
Yeah.
if it happens at the same time as WandaVision or just after WandaVision, then she already either just got her powers or is just after her powers.
Well, from what I understand, this series is supposed to lead into the Marvels, which has Monica, Carol, and Kamala.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's after. I'm thinking this is after WandaVision.
Nick Fury
Well-
stuff too is going on in
and
space. so.
Secret War stuff, Secret
It depends
Invasion.
on if Monica shows up. I mean, she could be right now getting her powers in WandaVision
Possibly.
as this is going on.
Possibly. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
All we know for certain is this takes place after Infinity War,
After Endgame.
after Endgame, because Tony Infinity Endgame is the same movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same movie.
It's the
pretty
same
much,
movie. Because there's a tribute there
Yes.
for Tony and Natasha.
For Tony and Tasha, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only certainty that we have
Yes.
right now. Is it definitely takes place after
Endgame.
Endgame.
Yes.
Yeah. So
There's
I'm
all
enjoying
kinds
it.
of
I
people
like
dressed up as
Yeah.
like different characters.
different
It was
characters
great.
and stuff. Yeah. So going to be interesting to see what they do with it. So yeah. And apparently Moon Knight made it into the Marvel credits. You know that Marvel Studios thing that flips up. Moon Knight's in that now. So
That's
means-
another question. Like, where does Moon Knight
does
fit
Moon
in?
Knight fit into all this? Yeah.
all this?
So I mean, the TV shows seem to be a bit fluid.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. That's the thing. They can do that with the TV shows too, right?
Yep.
And you're still not watching Star Trek?
No.
I did.
I'm coughing and choking a lot.
You got to watch it just for Pike's hair.
No.
Pike's
Yeah, there's
peak.
been a lot of jokes. I didn't get to watch this week's one, but there's been a lot of jokes about like him having like a Bob's Big Boy all the way up, and then Vanilla Ice, his outfit and stuff.
Well, someone drew a picture of him as Johnny Bravo.
Yeah,
Johnny Bravo in a Starfleet uniform, and I was like, "Yep, that's Pike's Peak right there for you." Well, I can't even talk about it because
He's
you're
got
not
great
you're
hair,
not
though.
watching
He
it.
does.
Oh my God, Anson Mount has beautiful hair. I have a man crush on Anson Mount.
We do watch the Orville though.
Orville.
yes.
What do we think?
It's been very good.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
but me and him were talking. Okay, we were talking about the last episode.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, you go
so
ahead.
this last episode was the stupidest episode ever.
Why?
Okay, so we're like, okay, so they go past this into unknown spaces,
Right. Yeah.
or exploring this new section
New
of space,
sector of space. Yep.
and they come across this like ship,
Thing.
right?
Yep.
So they wander into it with no precautions.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid.
They wander in. They're going all around, checking it all out. They're like, they didn't see anybody, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, okay, this is not good.
No.
Like something could jump out and
This is not
this is-
Starfleet 101.
this looks like face hugger territory.
Yeah, that's exactly
And-
what I thought.
And I'm like, it looks like a bioship. It looks like something has grown over it, right? Looks like organic.
Yep.
And then he gets hit in the face with something,
Yep.
this scientist guy that we've never met before
We've never heard it before. Yep.
and we didn't know about. So we're like, okay, he's probably going to die.
He's going to die.
So he gets there and suddenly he's like start turning into like a spider dude.
Yep.
I'm like, okay. We're like, let's go back to the ship.
Right.
And we're like, man, like, are they going to be stupid and not like wear biosuits again? And they go in and they open up the doors and they were in biosuits and me and him cheered. We were like, yay, they learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were like, so stupid. And then the scene where they're going over to the ship looked like the most awkward ship boarding ever.
Oh yeah, when they're on when they're going through the connector.
No, when they're on the actual little ship
Yeah.
going over,
Oh yeah. Okay.
like we got him piloting,
Yeah.
captain piloting,
Yeah.
and then they're all stood right behind him,
Right behind him.
Oh,
Like, right in a row.
Shot, in shot.
right in one little row.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that wasn't filmed on a
That was all
green screen at
it
all.
was- No, not a bit. It's all green screen.
I'm wondering if, because what people know about in real life, some of the cast members, if a certain first officer and the other guy have been green screened in together, they don't seem like they're ever side by side.
Who?
Padalecki,
Adrian Pilecki.
Pilecki, and
Adriana.
Scott Grimes, because they were married and divorced.
Oh really?
Yeah. Since the show started, they've been married and divorced.
And then I
They
was
were
like,
trying to work it out before.
and then I was like, this is definitely not Starfleet
No.
because the away mission had
All
head
the
of sec-
senior stuff.
Oh, yeah.
the head of security,
Yep. The captain.
the captain, the
first
first
officer.
officer,
Bordis is left
The doctor.
behind.
Yeah. The doctor.
the doctor. Well, he's science. He's
the
not
chief engineer.
No, but Bordis
The
is...
chief engineer.
No,
No,
Bordis is blue.
Wait,
He's
no.
command. He's over at the ship. That's
Bordis
what I
is
mean.
command.
Bordis is in
chief
command of the
engineer
ship.
wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
No.
Yes, he was.
Yes,
oh,
he
he was.
was.
He was there the second time.
Yeah,
Second
second time, yeah.
Yeah, second time he was there. But
But
I'm like,
they all go over, no biosuits. First
they
time.
all go over and just wander in.
They're
It's
just
like,
raw dogging
dude,
it
we're
the whole
here.
time.
Yeah. Seth MacFarlane should know the difference in this. This is not the way Starfleet does stuff, Seth. You're
know.
supposed to be a Trek fan. You should have wrote that into the script.
But I'm looking at him like, man. So we got all these main. Well, when we then went over there, I was like, all these main characters,
Yeah.
and that's one
One
person,
guy, that one unknown.
one guy that we were like, yep, never
Yeah.
saw before in my
Yeah.
life. He's gonna die.
He's the red shirt.
And he was an admiral.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, flag.
He,
Even
he was
more.
a flag officer, and he was previously married to Dr. Finn. So I was like, yeah, he needs to go.
Yeah.
He needs
Although,
to go.
imagine as a young college girl, she was rather impressionable, so that's why she
Probably.
went for a daddy.
Yeah.
But it was just like, wow.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not. It was a good episode. Don't
was a
get me
great episode.
wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And then I had a problem with them going through the ship. Like all these main characters were wandering through the ship in the dark,
In the dark.
and there not a
paired up.
single crew member.
No.
No crew members to be seen.
No.
No crew. I mean, I guess you can explain the way of, well, they're like, supposed to be doing at their posts or, in their quarters if they're not. So, because it's an emergency. But like, when you think that there'd be people running around trying to fix things,
You would think so.
Yeah.
like, is there only the 5 of them on this ship?
That's
like,
what it felt like.
Well, see, a lot of ships, like at least in Star Trek, they have a couple of areas called damage control central, like where people specifically from operations, if they have anything catastrophic happening inside the ship where a lot of stuff goes down, they have to go around and get it going because they're damage control.
but it was just like, even in Star Trek episodes,
Yeah.
where the damage, like the ship loses power or whatever, you always see that crew members in the scenes
Rushing around.
rushing around,
And security and
doing
things like
stuff. And it's like in this one, there's like
Complete
Nobody.
emptiness.
I know. It's just like, and she's like, I have to go to my boys.
Oh my! So if there's one serious criticism I have to get them two youngsters off that ship, because
He
that woman
reminds me-
cannot focus on her duties at all.
He reminds me of Jake Sisko, the oldest one.
No,
Getting picked up by the cops.
no, Jake was much better. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
No, he
He
wasn't.
wasn't.
You're right. Yeah.
He wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Not when he was younger. Not when he was that age.
Wasn't somebody said one of the girls one time he's a stereotypical black kid because within 2 days of them being there, he got arrested?
The younger,
I guess.
the younger kid actually has more brains than his
Yeah.
Oh
brother.
yeah,
He's a lot-
His brother's
He
a
was like,
dork.
don't we have to stay in our quarters when there's an emergency?
Yeah.
And his brother's like, I'm not staying in my quarters. I'm not looking at that. I'm going to find our mom.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're
like,
stupid.
A little
man.
kid after all gets like a little like small phaser that's only set to stuns. Like every time his brother does something stupid as a gag, he zaps him.
Yeah.
It's like, I gotta go do something.
But it's
No, you
just-
not.
And then-
seriously,
suddenly-
No, you
those,
not.
Those two kids need to go off
They're-
that ship. They need
Yeah.
to go back. To
And they're
Earth or
wandering
something.
through the halls. Not a soul.
Not
They're
a soul.
wandering in through sick bay. Not a soul. Through in sick bay.
Yeah.
Not a soul.
Not a soul in sick bay.
Not a soul.
Not a soul.
And then
no
they
nurses,
go,
no other doctors, nothing.
No patients, no
No
nothing.
patients, no
No.
nothing.
And then they go into the mess hall,
Yeah. Completely empty.
empty,
Yeah.
We haven't seen Boris's mate yet, though.
No, we haven't. No.
empty,
Didn't they get a divorce? No.
No. I don't
and
think so.
then
One
and then
guy
suddenly
showed-
the one guy shows up, and
one
we're
guy
like,
shows
he's
up.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, he's gonna die.
He was there for complete cannon fodder.
Yeah, but you can. I think he kind of does that a bit on the nose for some stuff.
Yeah, I
No,
probably.
it's just
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but it was just like,
Nurse
man.
guy, no.
I mean, this particular episode, it was like, wow.
It was. No, I think they do intentionally do some of those like filler episodes from Star Trek.
They only bought, I think they only bought the Admiral as a love interest for the Doctor,
Yeah.
A heartstring tug.
so that
But not even that.
not even that, so that
She
Isaac,
had no interest in him, right?
so that
plot device of the
Isaac could
ring.
go back to talking to her.
Yes.
That was the whole.
That was the only reason.
It was like a
Admiral-
big circle because he came. He was like, "How are you, Doctor?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "What? Why do you care?" It's like, "Oh, well, I know, this blah 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 blah, and this can make humans la la la." And she's like, and then she was like, "Oh," and you can see it in her face, like, "Oh, he cares about
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
He cares about my feelings." I don't like her. I'm sorry.
I got. She's the weakest character on the show so far. She's and the last two episodes have focused pretty much on her.
And what
And
is
I'm
this
like, no.
new crew member? Who is that?
Burke.
Yeah, I don't like her either.
Oh, the
Who's this
Survivor Helmsley.
Yeah. Not impressed. Not impressed.
The first episode was all about I can think in 3D.
Yeah.
And they put it out there so that
Oh,
at
yeah,
the end,
she's the
40.
prodigy.
40, sorry.
She's the prodigy.
you can think in 4D, you can do that, and only so that at the end they were like, yeah, the only way to fix Isaac is to have someone think in 4D. I was like,
Yeah, that's it.
plot devices.
But I'm still enjoying it. Right? Like it's
I
still,
like
still
how
good.
the Norm Macdonald character guy was in a suit.
Yeah, I was in a suit. Yeah.
He's like, oh, we're done. He just like leaves there, just goes on.
yeah.
We're done. I'm gone.
Yeah.
it was just.
They dedicated
And
the first
it's-
episode to him.
They dedicated the first episode to Norm Macdonald. Yeah, that was nice.
I was like,
Yeah, she's going through on a refit, and it was
Like-
like, man, this stuff's like 6 months old. Don't care. It all gotta go.
Yeah.
but Seth, as a union ship, you should have better protocols.
Yeah,
Better protocols.
none of this
Like
winging
seriously,
it
go
stuff.
like you are a Star Trek fan. Go follow some of Starfleet's
Yeah.
protocols.
I know you're not trying to be Star Trek, but you kind of are.
But you kind of are.
So follow some protocols, man.
You're kind of Star Trek. You're a Star Trek ripoff.
Somebody used to call it the first season was Dick Joke Star Trek.
Dick joke Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it was.
It's kind of like
it really was.
Well, the Orville was kind of on par with like Lower Decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they felt very same.
The Orville is what Lower Decks would be if Lower Decks was live action.
The Lower Decks command version.
Yeah.
So it's not
Well,
the
then
Lower
it's
Decks; it's the Upper Decks.
Upper Decks.
The Upper Deckers. The Upper Deckers.
Imagine-
they need an
imagine,
episode of
though.
Lower Decks about the Upper Deckers.
Yeah.
Imagine though if you had another show about the Upper Deck.
Upper Decks.
But then somebody does
And
an
that's
Upper Decker in their sonic shower.
Oh, no.
Speaking of, have you seen The Boys?
I haven't seen this week's episode, but yeah.
The
The
first 3 episodes.
three episodes were really good.
Oh my god,
this
so
week's episode.
bad,
That,
I can't
that-
say nothing except
That
for
first episode was,
horrific,
oh my god.
horrific.
Hatchoo!
Achoo and Splat and Zoom.
My favorite
and,
part.
Oh my god.
My favorite part though of that whole so far in everything. My favorite part is where he took the tiny man and he put him in the baggie.
Put him in
and
the bag
shook
cocaine.
him up.
Yeah.
And shook him up.
Put him in the bag of cocaine and shook him out. Yeah.
Well, actually,
And
it
then
wasn't
they were
that
like,
much.
he OD'd on cocaine. Well, a bunch of cocaine. It's like, well, to be fair, he only OD'd on a little bit of cocaine. He was just tiny at the
Just
time.
tiny at the time.
Yeah, I like that.
That one scene, and anybody that's seen the show
Oh my God.
knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, they built a prop for that.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
So it was a giant
Yes.
Yeah, what he went into.
wang that termite could run into, and I was like,
man.
"Oh
So
my
one way in,
God.
folks.
Shook him in a baggie. That was my
Yeah.
favorite scene. I was
Yeah.
like, I laughed so hard.
Yeah,
I laughed so hard.
the show is just off the wall.
But the
bonkers.
flashback part, where you truly learn how useless they were when they had them down there, where they were literally causing more problems.
Oh yeah,
I'm wondering if Missy is actually she was actually an operative, because the crimson thing more hinting towards her actual redness.
oh possibly, yeah,
That's what I'm wondering.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Crimson Countess was her
Yeah.
name, right? Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm-
possibly, yeah.
I think they're going to find her where they're going to. They hinted at last episode, which I won't ruin this episode. They didn't nothing like that, but there's some
Anyway.
other stuff on the go.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, and Homelander.
Homelander is gone batshit.
So I was reading a bit
She had one good
about
hand, though.
the differences between the comic books and the show.
Yeah,
Homelander is not actually supposed to be the bad guy.
no,
No.
It's supposed to be Black Noir.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's supposed to be like a clone of
clone of Homelander.
Homelander who does atrocities
yeah.
as Homelander because his whole purpose is to like kill Homelander.
Yeah.
That's what he was bred for. And then
He
and
was-
then and then they
Take his place.
Homelander played nice, and
Yeah.
so they decided they weren't going to kill him because he played nice with them. Like he was a little bit of psycho, but you know he played nice enough that they weren't going to. So Black Noir is trying to frame him, as it were,
Yes.
so that he has a reason to kill him.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
I was
if
like, man,
that's still going to be a
that's
thing,
deep.
though, because this Black Noir seems like he gets patched up a lot.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Black Noir is actually
A black man.
a black man.
But I'm wondering if they can't patch him up one final time, they use that to switch him out. I wonder if they actually
don't know.
do that at some point, maybe. Well, that's what I
Maybe.
mean.
All we know is he's allergic to peanuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tree nuts. Tree nuts in general. Tree nuts in general.
Okay, wow. Okay, it's time.
my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Well done.
We got through them all.
All right, that's it for us for this week. I think we're back one more week.
One more week.
Yep.
One more week, and then we're off the air for 3 weeks, folks. So we'll be back next week. Same geek time, same geek channel. Say goodnight, geeks.
Good night.
Right.